Hi, my name's Christopher David Mitchell. I'm a coach, and today we're going to be talking about haters. We're going to go deep into the psychology of someone who is a bit negative and is a hater, exactly why they react that way, exactly what I think you could do about it. So there's going to be so much information. By the end of this video, you're going to be completely fine with having haters, and in fact, you're going to want haters. Now, I've had my fair share of haters over the years. It started off with when I was building up my coaching practice, and it was just, this advice is terrible, or stuff like this, or this guy knows nothing. That's fine. But I remember the first time I got one of those comments, it did really affect me, but now it doesn't as much. But actually, they've got a bit worse, unfortunately, since I posted my video about my health story of living with an ileostomy bag. Recently, I'll put these up on the screen. I've had things like, if I was you, I'd rather die than be pooping out a bag, or if I was you, I'd jump off a very high building. So, really nice, kind, courageous comments. I thank the community of YouTube for that. But I'm fine about it because I've really analysed exactly what is going on with haters. And actually, I now actively look to have some haters, because as we'll talk about, by the end, you'll understand that having haters is actually a sign that you're on your way and you're on your path to success. But first, I just want to start off with a little 2-minute story about the time when I was a hater. So it was in 2015, and I was really struggling with my life. I was having several operations. I was down on my health. I felt really low. I didn't have a career. I didn't have any financial situation. I was at a real low point. And I was starting to get into vocal coaching. And I saw someone post something online, a friend of a friend, and they said something like, they gave a vocal tip on Facebook. And it was something that I immediately reacted to, and I was like, oh, this is a load of rubbish. And I wasn't even aware at the time of what was going on with me. I was just firmly of belief of like, oh, that's a load of rubbish. But it's only now I understand what was happening there at a deeper level, which was I was in a really bad place in my life. I was really unhappy at that point. And a reflection of my unhappiness at that point in my life, I showed that and put it out into the world with that negative comment towards this person. And long story short, this person is now a friend. And I met him at a vocal conference like years later than that. And I said, hey, Chris, his name's Chris as well. I said, do you remember that time when I completely said that comment on Facebook? And he said, yeah, I do, yeah. And I said, I'm so sorry, man. I'm so sorry. I was in a really bad place and I wasn't happy with my life at the time, and I didn't mean it, and I would never do anything like that again, and please accept my apology. And he did, and we're friends. So it comes with the awareness of the situation I was in, which I couldn't see at the time. So this leads on to my first point of like the psychology of haters is that it comes from within them, and it's an inside out reflection, direct reflection of how they see the world at the time. So Wayne Dyer describes this really well. He's brilliant, Wayne Dyer. He's got these, he's got like speeches where he holds like an orange on stage, and he says, right, if the orange is like you on the inside, and when I squeeze it, that's what comes out on the outside. He'll explain it better than me. But so if you're a negative person, say, let's just take this analogy that you're an orange. So he goes to the audience that if you squeeze the orange, what's going to come out? Will it be apple juice? Will it be grape juice? Or will it be orange juice? Of course, the answer is orange juice. And he says, right, so how you see the world and how you react is a direct reflection of what's inside. So let's keep with this analogy just for a sec, trust me. So if oranges were negative people who weren't happy on the inside, and apples were positive people who were happy on the inside, You squeeze the orange, the negative person, what's going to come out? The orange juice, negativity. So it's that direct reflection of what's going on in their own mind and head. And if you were in a great place in your own mind, your belief systems, your mindset, where you were as a person, maybe you'd be the apple, and then you squeeze and something totally different comes out, i.e. apple juice. And that's a really funny way of just saying that it really is a direct reflection. And when you're in a really low, depressive energy state, what's going to come out in everything you say, in the language you use, in how you view the world, in how you treat other people, is going to be low, sort of negative energy states. And if you on the inside are in a great place, your mindset's great, your belief systems are great, you're really positive, you're doing well in the world, what you're going to reflect out into everything that you do, again, into every relationship, into every word you speak, into everything you do, you're going to radiate that which is inside you, that positivity. And so, just to round off this story, I was a hater in 2015, but I have never said anything hateful online since. Because I'm pretty happy in life, these days. I mean, it goes up and down. No one's like happy all the time. Life doesn't work like that. But I'm in quite a positive place. I've got my life purpose of trying to coach others to become exceptional and stuff. And I'm busy doing my own things in life. So now, even if there's things I see that I don't agree with, I don't have time or energy to say, oh, I don't agree with that or I don't like that or whatever. I've never, ever in the last 5 years, 6 years now, it's 2021, ever posted a negative comment since. Because this is why awareness is key, that when you catch yourself, you realize, yeah, I'm actually not in a good place, and that's why I lashed out. That's why I said that thing. That's why I was negative online. So, because I'm in a good place, I'm at a higher energy level, I see the world in a positive thing. And so when you, on this higher positive energy level, you gravitate towards more the things that you love, the things that you like, things of positivity. And the things that are negative, you just sort of walk away from. You don't even really see them almost. It's almost like you see in the world through different eyes when you're coming through from a great place within. And you're seeing the world and everything in it from really negative eyes when you're at a bad place within. So, with this in mind, if you have haters, just know that it's a direct reflection of what they're feeling and the energy level they're at that point in their lives. It doesn't mean they can't change, and we want them to change because the world needs that change. We see so much issues on Twitter, YouTube example, but just know as an overall arching thing, before we get into some more details on strategies on how to cope with haters, that the main root is this direct correspondence from how they feel on the inside. So let's just change things up here and talk about why having haters is actually a good thing and a sign that you're on the path to success in life. So if you're doing something out in the world which is unique and different and you're achieving stuff and you're being successful, quote unquote, the hater who's at this negative mindset, like we say, is only going to react to people who are doing really well and really successful. You're not going to get haters on a YouTube channel that's not really doing a lot very, very often. It's always the celebrities, it's always people with a lot of views, it's always the people doing well. Why? Because it holds up a mirror to themselves. It holds up a mirror to their own life, and whether they know it or not, they secretly reflect and compare themselves to you. And because they're already in this lower energy state and this negative mindset, it makes them feel even worse, which is how it felt for me. I was already struggling in life, and then when I saw someone else building a coaching career and I was frustrated because I was at home having operations and couldn't do it, it made me feel even more worse about my own life. So just understand that. But the lesson here is that you wouldn't even have haters if you weren't on your way to being successful. So if you were just doing stuff that was average, whether it was average work or average content on YouTube, etc., you wouldn't get the haters as much because the haters themselves are not going to feel as threatened by you, because we're social creatures and we always judge how we're doing in the world based on the social hierarchy, because you can't have the glory of the success without the haters. So if there's a middle ground here of like average 3-star views, then here is like the 1-star views of people who just hate your work and are really negative towards you. And here is your 5-star reviews, your super fans, right? The worst thing you can do is just have 3-star reviews on everything you do. Because then, I mean, you don't get any haters, you just get 3-star reviews, but you don't make a difference, you don't make a change in the world. If you want to be successful, you have to cope with the polarity of what it takes to be successful. You've just got to know the game you're in. Because instead of these 3-star reviews, what happens is it balances out like this, generally. And so we've got the 1-star reviews coming more, the haters coming more, but the 5 stars are coming more. The people who love you are loving you more. This is a much better place to be and a sign of success, even though the haters are happening, than just being here lukewarm. You cannot be lukewarm in this world right now. So I actually want to put out content that is a bit bold, there's a bit out there, there's a bit daring. Because if my book that I do one day gets all 3-4-star reviews, I failed for me. I want 5-star reviews and I want some people saying it's rubbish because it was so out there that it changed and threatened other people's belief systems of how the world worked. And I just want to leave this conversation now with a few quick tips and thoughts and strategies just before we go. So, I personally only ever take on board the opinions of very few people. I'm talking about 5 people in the world. So, even if you comment on this video or future videos on YouTube and you're like, you know, this is rubbish. Yes, I still sort of hear it, but I don't take it to heart. I don't take it on board really. And how I judge which opinions I take on board is based on the simple truth here that talk is cheap and actions speak louder than words, which is very true. So I will only take an opinion on board of someone who is very, very experienced in what we are talking about. So if someone's giving you advice on entrepreneurship, you should say to yourself, has this person built a really successful 6-figure company or something? If they have, great. It might be someone to listen to. And if they haven't, which will be 99% of people, especially the negative ones, then you can't listen to that opinion. You know, if someone's giving you advice on relationships, look at their relationships. Have they actually got beautiful relationships in their life? If not, I wouldn't take advice from them either. And if someone's giving you advice on marketing and business skills, well, have a look. Have they actually got a booked out business or something like that? And have they actually got these systems in place? Have they actually experienced it? Because so much of general coaching and advice these days is people giving advice when they haven't even done it or experienced it whatsoever, which is ridiculous, isn't it? It's like saying, I'll listen to this person's opinion on driving a car when they've never even been in a car. Like, you know, it's crazy. Like, but we don't see it as that when we get that comment, when we get that negative comment, you know, it can feel very personal. But I hope everything today has helped. You know, it was my own personal journey through that. Be aware of if you've ever felt that negative feeling towards anyone else or felt like commenting something negative, be very aware and look back and you'll realize that that was coming from the inside out place, as we mentioned. And know that you're on your path to success if you do get it. It's the price of admission of being successful. And lastly, I'll just say lead with empathy. Lead with empathy if someone is negative towards you. Don't fight back in an aggressive manner because you're lowering yourself to their energy level. Lead with empathy because you know that this person's not in a great place. Not in a condescending way, but just subtly, as to not let it affect you as well, subtly just look back, see the situation for what it is. Don't react. Take your time, see it for what it is, and lead with empathy for the other person. And I would either ignore it if you want to, but if you do reply with kindness. Reply with, thank you so much. I appreciate it's not for you. I'm sorry to hear it's not for you. It's fine. It's totally fine to do that. You want to protect yourself with that, but lead with that empathy as well if you do respond to people. Great, so thank you so much for today. You can check out my website, christopherdivmitchell.com. I'm currently redoing the website, so there's going to be lots of new stuff soon, so keep in touch basically. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a like for me if you can, that will help. And I'll be posting more videos like this, more blogs, anything on my website, courses, so just stick around, and I promise that I will be sharing with you everything that I experience and learn on the journey in a very authentic way to you like this to help you and guide you through your life. All right, take care, guys.